So I was talking to a guy recently, and he was telling me a story about a girl that he had spent time with. And this girl was really beautiful. She was really cool. He was super excited about her, and she liked him. And they were spending some time together, and he invited her over for dinner. He cooked a great meal. The evening went really, really well. And he asked if she wanted to stay, and she did. And she came to bed with him. She got into bed with him, and they started kind of hooking up and playing. But while they were playing, he spent a really long time kind of kissing her all over her body. And eventually he kind of moved down. He did go down on her a little bit, but he kind of hesitated when it came to time to actually fuck her. And at a certain point, because he spent so much time and didn't continue escalating, there reached a point where the moment kind of closed, and her feelings shifted, and she said, "Hang on a second. I want to slow down. Let's just kind of hug and cuddle." And so he obliged. They kind of hugged and cuddled. She did stay over for the night. But after that, she never called him again. They never hung out again. And he was so excited about this girl. So afterwards, this guy was disappointed literally for years afterwards. He was so upset with himself that he didn't end up sleeping with her, that nothing really fully happened after that night. And I'm going to tell you why that is. That's because the attraction trait that is one of the most potent with women is dominance, okay? Dominance is so powerful that a woman who feels dominated by you will do anything. She will risk her relationship or her marriage or her career and do all kinds of crazy things for a man who knows how to dominate her sexually in bed. Well, what does that really mean? What is dominance? What is sexual dominance? I would say that dominance is essentially a combination of leadership and confidence. So all women want to be led. They want to feel like they can let go of control and allow the man to consume her fully. And so when you're exerting dominance, this is essentially what you're doing. And the reason why this was complicated for me to understand for a long time is because I used to think of dominance like something that is aggressive. And I think as men, we tend to think of it this way because when men try to dominate each other, it can be physical, it's very direct, and it can be confrontational. But with women, it's totally different. With women, dominance is very much psychological. It is not about physically controlling a woman. You can use physical touch as a part of it, but a lot of it is psychological. It's energetic. It's about your frame and your power as a man. You see, women are highly adapted, literally over millions of years of evolution, to seek out a partner who has dominance. Why? Because this is a trait that's signaled to her at a cellular level that he can essentially protect and provide for the family and protect her children. They need to know that the man has this kind of instinct in him in order to feel safe with him. And so women look for this at a deep, deep primal emotional level. They may not even be conscious of it, but it is incredibly, incredibly powerful. So looking back at this example, what my friend should have done is when he had her in bed, so many things went right on this date. He had successfully, shown her a good time. He had entertained her. He had shown off some of his skills in the kitchen, and she was attracted to him and she was interested in moving things forward. When he got her into bed, he needed to be more assertive with her. He needed to be a little bit more in control of the pace of the interaction. She was able to sense the hesitation, and when it took a little bit too long for things to kind of escalate, she started to doubt whether he really had as much experience as she thought that he did, and that's why she decided to shut down the interaction. So this is a skill that's really important for men to develop because women literally rate men in their minds about how much sexual prowess we have. This skill is one of the most important skills, not only for getting a woman, but actually for keeping her too and maintaining a strong relationship with a woman, because it's at such a deep cellular primal level. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of how you can show dominance with a woman so that she will perceive you to be the powerful lover that you can be. And if you are new to this, this is going to take some practice. It's not something that most men can just do right off the bat. When I was coming of age, this was not natural to me. It was a skill that I had to develop. But the good news is about that is that anybody can develop this skill. It just takes time and experience in order to cultivate. But for starters, when you're out with a new girl and you are, for example, you go out on a date with her, there are some things you could do. For example, when you are crossing the street, you might want to put your hand around her waist and kind of guide her body in the direction that you're moving. This signals that you are a protector, that you are leading her, that you are guiding her. And for most women, this is going to be a turn on, that you are able to show that level of control, dominance, that you are leading the interaction. Secondly, you're going to move in a slow, deliberate pace. You're going to maintain an even, deep tone in your voice, and you're going to maintain a strong eye contact with her. This shows that you are not afraid or intimidated by her beauty, that you are in this type of situation all the time as far as she knows, and that you are able to maintain control around a beautiful woman. It's not going to cause you to melt down. This is so important, especially for really beautiful women who are used to men just kind of like losing their shit around them. If you can show that you are not affected by her beauty, that's a nice aspect that you appreciate about her, but it's not something that's going to cause you to lose control of yourself, this is incredibly powerful and attractive. Third, you can give her some light orders or tasks to complete just to show that you're comfortable asking her to do something. A good example of that would be if you are on a date with her and you feel the vibe starting to escalate, you could tell her, hey, come sit a little closer to me. And you're going to say that to her rather than you moving closer to her, because you want to see that she accepts your request and that she obliges. If you're having her over for dinner, you could say something like, hey, could you please pick up a bottle of wine on the way? And you want to check to see that she does that, to show that she's submitting into your frame. Okay, women actually like this because they fall in love with a man when they are doing things for the man, not the other way around. Okay, so you want to make requests of her and successfully get her to do things for you. As things are starting to heat up between you, let's say you escalate things to kissing with her. As you start kissing, for example, you could take your hand, run it up the back of her neck and into the back of her head, kind of firmly but gently grab her hair and kind of pull down slightly while you're kissing her to show that you have control over her body. Now you do this gently, okay? This isn't something that's going to feel aggressive or hurtful. It's going to feel really nice for her, but it's showing that you're willing to put your hands on her, you're willing to take control of her head and her body, that you are leading this interaction. And for the vast majority of women, this is a super sexy turn on for them. Then you could escalate things even further. You could whisper in her ear after kissing her, if you play your cards right, I'm gonna make you come harder than you've ever come in your life. This type of sexy talk asserts and shows a lot of dominance. And when you are confident to say something like this to a girl as you're escalating the interaction, you are going to speak this reality into existence. This kind of foreshadowing is super sexy to women and will turn her on significantly and get her in the mood to actually take those physical steps. And when you do get her into bed, you are going to be the one leading the whole interaction, especially the first couple times that you're with her. That means you are going to take her clothes off. You are going to lay her down on the bed. You are going to turn her over when you want to change positions. You are going to take all of these steps. You are going to go down on her. If you want her to go down on you, you're going to tell her that, or you're going to guide her into that position. You're going to initiate sex. You're going to change positions with her. This is the type of dominance that women crave from a man and will make you a very powerful lover in her mind. The other thing about dominance is that it is, or any trait, is that these things are perceived by the other person. There is no measurement that we can apply, right? It's not like something like money. You don't need a lot of money to be dominant. It's not something like how fit you are. These things can help. They can be signals that you have dominance, but you can assert a lot of dominance with a woman without being rich, without necessarily being in perfect shape, by acting a certain way. All right, so let me know if that's helpful. Let me know what things you have done and how that's worked for you. And if you'd like some one-on-one coaching, I do offer phone and email consultations. The link for that is right below in the description. Please send this video to someone who could benefit from this message, and I'll see you in the next one.